today, and we're joined on the line by editor of Swaziland News, Zwemart, and he joins us now via Zoom. Zweli, always good to talk to you. Thanks so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for having me. Hope you are good.
All right. So, what's which paper are you looking at first in the kingdom?
The Times of Eswatini, Peter.
Okay. Tell us about the story that's grabbed your attention.
The Times of Eswatini is leading with a story regarding the construction of the King's aircraft shelter. You know, we reported previously that the Kingdom of Eswatini's government has prepared at least 240 million to construct King Mswati's a shelter for King Mswati's aircraft. So there's a confusion, Peter, in that regard, to the sense that one of the ministries budgeted about 400 million, when in fact the actual budget was 200 million. So it seems the whole project is marked by allegations of corruption and controversy.
All right, tenders always problematic, aren't they? You're also looking at the Sunday Observer. What grabbed your attention there?
The Sunday Observer, Peter, is leading with a story regarding the opening of schools. You will remember that in the Kingdom of Eswatini, we've been in a lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So now the schools are opening on the 29th of March 2021. So the Sunday Observer is leading with that story, Peter. Parents are preparing for the opening of schools.
All right. So, and your paper, what's in there this week?
Sorry, Peter.
What's in the Swaziland news this week? Your paper.
The Swaziland news, there's an interesting story regarding a fine. King Mswati fined heads of security forces about 100,000 emalangeni. So 10 cattle worth about 100,000 emalangeni for unlawful parking at Lozita Palace. It's a very interesting story, Peter, because most of the time the king always finds even his own security forces just for minor offenses. 100,000 rands, 100,000 emalangeni, it's equivalent to 100,000 rands just for unlawful parking at Lozita Palace.
Wow, that's an incredible story. My brother, take care, stay safe, and thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Zwemart, the editor of the Swaziland News, telling us about the stories in the kingdom. And of course, sadly, this is a kingdom that's not always been friendly to newspapers and publications that report about the king in anything but a positive way. So Zweli has been struggling over time. Sometimes he's even been forced to run into exile, fleeing the authorities and persecution there. So it's something that we're hoping will improve, a record that will improve in the country over time. But certainly at the moment, it's difficult to do journalism at the best of times in Eswatini.